Located in Surrey in the UK, Laras home is a mansion situated on what looks like 5 acres of land. It has one bedroom with a balcony, a fireplace, an ensuite and a walk-in closet. The house also has a library, a music room, a main hall, a ballroom, a kitchen with a walk-in freezer, a swimming pool, an attic and a basement. Outside there is a beautiful front garden. To the right of the property there's a hedge maze, and around back we have an assault course that leads you to the other side of the property. And sadly, that's all there seems to be. I think we can agree that this house makes absolutely zero practical sense whatsoever. There's no toilet downstairs, there's nowhere to sit down and relax, there's no artefacts from past adventures to admire, there's no guest bedrooms or TV or any real creature comforts to speak of. When you really walk around and take a look at this place, does it really feel like the home of a rich, badass archaeologist? I don't really think so. But of course, none of us really thought about this as children, did we? No, we were all wondering what the hell was behind those 2 doors at the end of the corridors. Like seriously, why did they put 2 rooms at the end of each of these walkways? Especially if they weren't going to allow the player to access them. Let me tell you, not being able to get into these rooms drove me up the wall. And I tried everything, and I mean everything, to try and get in. But couldn't find a button, couldn't find a key, nothing. But there just had to be something behind them, right? Why else would there be 2 doors there? In my last video I did on Tomb Raider, I talked about the infamous nude cheat. But what I didn't tell you was that I was also told about a cheat to open these 2 doors. The same guy who gave me the nude cheat also told me that there was a cheat to open these 2 doors. Apparently the door on the right was an armory, and the door on the left was the butler's room. And that really makes total sense, right? Well, after years of wondering if we was bullshitting or not, I think it's time to find out. Let's take a look together. Well, I don't know what I was expecting, but there is in fact a room behind here. It's small, but if you look above, there is so much space. It's huge. Oh my god, look at all this space. There's so much wasted space. I know they had a main game to focus on, but this level appeared in 3 different games. Why didn't they put more effort into it? I mean, we could argue that Lara was never really home that much because she was always out tomb raiding. And because of that, maybe she never really needed it to feel like an actual lived-in home, so why not just have what she needs, right? But who doesn't need a phone, or a decent fucking cooker, or a car, right? You know what, if I lived here, I'd want some creature comforts. For one thing, I'd want a proper fucking stove. And you know what, I put it right there. A freezer's great and all, but what about a fridge? How about a microwave? How about a coffee maker? How about a couple of sofas and chairs in the ballroom? How about the same thing in the main hall so my guests can actually have a place to sit? If I was a rich archaeologist and I had this gaff, man, I'd go all out. Right, it's called a ballroom for a reason, right? Let's stick some balls in there, and a grand piano, and a bar, and a big fucking TV. This place is far too big for just one person, right? I know, let's throw a party, invite some friends over. But I won't be inviting anyone over without a telephone, right? What if when they get here they need to use the bathroom? Sure, I can hardly expect them to shit in the corner, right? I better put a sink and a toilet somewhere. I know, I'll put it in the basement. Jesus, it's fairly fucking dark in here, isn't it? Some lights wouldn't go amiss. Let's put some lights in. I'm a Tomb Raider, right? I gotta show the drip. How about a big cross in the main hall? Maybe some decent artwork on the wall? Fuck keeping all this gold in the basement. I want my friends to be impressed. Let's put treasure everywhere. Oh no, I just remembered. My gaff's in the middle of nowhere. Maybe my friends will need me to pick them up. I better stick a car in the driveway just in case. Maybe a jet would be quicker. Maybe a fucking spaceship would be quicker. Yeah, I want a spaceship. Why be modest? Let's put a few cars in the driveway. Oh man, now there's shit everywhere. Looks like I'm gonna need some trash bins. They look good there, right? No. What if a bunch of bad guys show up and try to steal everything? I better put some guns everywhere. You can't be too careful. My friends might want to sleep at some point, so I guess I should stick some beds in, right? This room's pretty fucking pointlessly empty. Let's stick it in there. You can't have a party without lights, right? Let's stick some lights in. Okay, this looks perfect. And stick on some tunes and... Yep, looks like everyone's having a great time. Lara, you having a good time, are you, love? Isn't that a lot better? Look, I know I went a bit mad here, but if I could do that, why couldn't the developers put a little bit more effort in? Didn't anyone use their fucking head and actually think about what this house needs and how it should actually be? So, in Tomb Raider 1, Lara has inherited this home from her aunt, and she's in the process of moving in, right? So there's crates and bullshit everywhere, and there isn't a whole lot of choice on what rooms you can visit. You start in the library and make your way downstairs and into the ballroom, which is the training area. Then you move into the pool area and go for a swim. And then when you get out, that's when the level ends. Which is fair enough, it's the first game. In Tomb Raider 2, the training area is the assault course, and the house has been expanded, allowing you to explore. And this was a huge deal. But as I covered, there isn't really much you can do other than run the assault course, solve the maze, open the basement, and lock the butler in the freezer. And all of that is fantastic and groundbreaking if you want to bore the hole off yourself. In my opinion, Tomb Raider 3 was the only game that seemed to get it right. Tomb Raider 3's version of the home actually felt like it was her home. Now it had a dining area, an upstairs living room. They put the training area from Tomb Raider 1 back in the ballroom. The maze had been converted into a quad bike track, and there's been improvements made to the assault course. But again, coming back to a practical standpoint, everything is still a fucking chore in this house. Like, imagine spending thousands installing a quad bike track only to leave the key in a fucking giant fish tank in the basement, and the only way to get to that basement is by walking into the study, pulling out a book, crawling up a fucking chimney, pressing a time sensitive button in the attic, and having to leg it back down to the main hall and into the basement before it closes. Same thing goes for our artifacts room. Who would torture themselves like this? Lara has to be a masochist. It's the only way that I can think of to justify all of this bullshit. I mean, why would you willingly set your gaff up in such a way that anything worth doing in the home is just involving a stupid amount of effort? Lara thought to put all of this into her home but still not install a downstairs toilet. That's strange. That's very strange. The remake of Tomb Raider 1, Tomb Raider Anniversary, I feel like they got the house just right in that game. It certainly makes far more sense than the original. It seems like it's inspired by the home in the first Tomb Raider movie. Something else that I felt was a nice touch was they changed the name from Lara's home to Croft Manor, and in my opinion that sounds so much better. Despite all of my criticisms of Lara's home, it does hold a special place in my heart. But you know what? I think we've seen enough, and I think that's where I'm going to end this video. This has been Tomb Raider: The Secrets of Lara's Home by Richie Kearns Productions. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, leave me a comment, and if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.